starting before I start from the very center of hope. But on the third turn, the tree swallows the fence, and I start to self-inflict. Why are we here? What are we worth? Poverty eats away at everything, and in its wake the concrete splits and cracks and heaves with its own need. And why are we here? What are we worth? We are ants. We are amputated limbs. We are not connecting, and we struggle to make and keep friends. The tree swallows the fence. The tree eats the fence, and the path never alters once the concrete sets. To God be the glory for this beauty, for this chaos. I want to talk about poverty, about justice. What's my forum for this? Churches and diners are almost always open, and behind the clapboard curtain lives a wizard with a raised seal and a good head on his shoulders, and he's pointing the way. Signs and trees and landmarks and laziness point the way. Coin tosses, sound effects, blazed trails, pleasant light, an eager cat, they point the way. But who's to say if it's right, if it's fair, if it's just right? If it just is, then justice is a fistful of Kris Kringle legend and lies. Then we are wise, but we are lost. We are crossing the street on a coin toss. We are choosing the way on the brittle wing of a whim. Twice I've dreamt I'm flying, and it was a tiny mental lurch, no more. A pitch forward, a barely boiling over point, and I was rising, turning on a dime, having the time of my life and fighting only currents of air. In a helicopter, they said, our stomachs would flip, betray us. We'd be clutching at routine and friendly gravity, but I was soaring like we knew I would be. I was flying and falling, not caring, not cautious, just conscious of a clamoring to find you, in the sideways pitch of craft against cliff, in the dip and turn and the whirring roar of more, motors floating, earth growing and retreating, meeting me halfway between surprise and expectation in a station built for two. And you were on the ground instead of piloting, and I tried not to care. 3 years later, in the hospital parking lot, behind the cancer ward, I see a sign that says, "Love heals." I yield and keep on walking. There is no stopping this. Why are we here? What are we worth? Near the hospitals, all the pedestrians are wearing scrubs and ID badges on strings. The tree swallows the fence, and I want off this throughway. I walk by a green triangle where the addicts gather with their shopping carts and blanket rolls and streams of slurred cursing, the lurching stumble of a fragile nuptial, a weaving pair of compatriots, a bleak and blacked-out fumble, and I remember everything, every fragrant death dream, and it seems so vast and shallow both. I want to vomit. I want to go back there. I want redemption, and I want more, like always. The couple bumbles past like staggering ghosts, wasted wraiths of the unplanned, the truly drifting, and every alley is a code to break, a puzzle I must work to understand, and nothing is granted here, nothing is handed out, the writing isn't on the wall, but buried in a billboard or a metaphor, and the tree swallows, and the why are we's, what are we's tug on our sleeves, and I don't have the answer, I don't even know where I'm walking, I can only be sure I'm not stopping until suddenly I do.